Sergio Perkovic was good for Boston, just not enough to stop this red-hot Rattlers team last Thursday. Cannons coach Sean Quirk joining us now on the phone. Coach, you haven't gotten the consistency out of Sergio over the course of this season. Really good game for you last Thursday. How do you get him to be a little bit more consistent of a contributor for you?
Yeah, we thought he played well, against Dallas, and a few games ago against Atlanta, he had a big game. I think he, had 4 goals and, 1 or 2 here and there, but he's finding his groove. And, I think that midfield group in particular is, they're starting to play a little bit better together now that we've kind of kept that group together throughout the season, and that attack unit's starting to formulate itself a bit. We didn't have Pennell there. So it's really putting Sergio in the position where he's most successful. And, he's an outside shooter, but he's really starting to get to the cage as well and draw that 2 slide and distribute the ball. So he is playing well, and we look forward to him seeing what he can do next.
One of the keys for you, Sean, throughout the course of this early part of the season, now midway through the season, getting off to better starts. And you were hanging in there in that first quarter with Dallas on Thursday night and into the halftime session. It was only just a 4-goal game. How did things unravel in the second half, being outscored 12-5? What were the Rattlers just doing so well, or what did your team fail to do?
Yeah, it's a great question. I give a lot of credit to Dallas. They really played a complete game. They didn't have too many lulls. It was close at halftime, as you mentioned, and we were playing really good offense and pretty well on defense. We didn't have a 2 slide there in some cases, and we're giving up some inside shots to our goalies, which made it tough for them. And then even in the third quarter, we made that run a little bit of, scoring 3 or 4 goals to make it closer. And then again, Dallas just kept punching away and, opened it up a bit on us. And, I give them a lot of credit for staying consistent when we certainly had lulls. And in this league, as everyone knows, there's going to be runs and everything else, but we just had too many lulls throughout that game on both sides of the ball, turning it over on offense and, on defense, giving them some opportunities that we didn't want to give them.
Coach, if there's one really big bright spot to take away is Trevor Baptiste at the faceoff X. He wins 62% here on Thursday. What kind of adjustments or what did you talk to him about in between Game 1 and Game 2 of his MLL career?
Yeah, I might have mentioned it after our Florida game. He was being his first game. He thought he did well, but his expectations of himself as a face-off guy and a player are so high. And he really is a student of the game, wants to keep getting better. And going into this second game, I certainly we felt that he was more comfortable out there, kind of knew how to play a little bit more with a shot clock and, even wing play and the aggressiveness on the face-offs with that whole unit. So he was definitely more comfortable. And throughout the game, against Drew Simoneau, who's an excellent face-off guy, and he had a strong game against us as well. Trevor just kept battling, and I think we'll continue to see that marked improvement and just continuing to get better week by week out of him.
Just along those lines with that unit, what type of adjustments do you have to make after you watch what Simoneau was able to do on some of those face-offs he won, able to score 3 goals against you in transition?
Yeah, I think using our, wing play a little bit better to get in there, certainly on those 50-50 ground balls, we did that a better job this week against Dallas than we did the previous week, but limiting that transition right off the fast break. Or face-off, rather, with fast breaks with Drew, did well. It's just, maintaining some of that wing play, but then also our close defense, obviously managing that a little bit better, when to slide to that face-off guy and, stay on those attackmen. So that's something, that we're certainly talking through and we'll work through with that whole face-off unit and our defensive unit.
Sean, quickly, we want to hit on Zed Williams, 3 goals, 1 assist in that Dallas game. Now 3 games with the Cannons, 7 goals, 3 assists. He and Will Sands seem to be trading off the quarterbacking duties of your offense. What has Zed added to your team, and what's made him so good over these first couple of games in uniform?
Yeah, Zed's been terrific for us. You know, he's such a pleasure to have in the locker room, and then on the field, guys. He just loves to play the game. He's very creative. I think he plays well within the system that we're running, and guys are getting him the ball at the right times. You know, he's a great finisher inside, which he had against Dallas and even the previous games. So we've kind of shifted him back and forth, you know, as you know, from midfield to attack, depending on where we need him. We didn't have James Pennell against Dallas, so he filled in a little bit more there, and we ran Scotty Bita out of the box and changed that look up a little bit. So he's a versatile player, but really a pleasure to have here. I know the guys on the team and the coaching staff's really enjoying him.
Quickly, before we let you go, any idea when Kyle Jackson may join you guys now that his indoor commitments are done?
Yeah, spoke to Kyle actually last night, and he's ready to go. You know, he's such a competitor. It was the same thing last year. We spoke, you know, a few days after his NLL season ended, and he's like, Coach, I'm ready to go. So we anticipate getting him going, you know, right away with us and getting him integrated into the team and that sort of thing. So he should be with us next week.
Oh, good timing, especially with the bye week coming up, Coach. Next game is June 23rd. Before we let you go, this whole IHOP debacle, the IHOB versus IHOP discussion, we must ask you, well, what do you prefer, pancakes or burgers?
I'm going pancakes, guys.
Oh!
Pancakes and
During the break,
IHOP,
Travis
so.
wasn't feeling the pancakes would be on the coach's side today. Now we got a 1-1 tie here in the early stages of the show.
We do. All right. Coach Quirk, a pancake guy. Appreciate the time, Coach. Enjoy the bye week. We'll talk to you again next week.
All right, gentlemen. Have a good week.